It was Albert Einstein who said two things are infinite. Number one, he said the universe, and number two, human stupidity. Can you beat that? Hi, this is Akintola Samuel, and you're welcome to another episode of the Book of the Week. So every week on this channel, right, I pick a book that I've read in recent times or in past times, and I talk about some of the things I've learned in the book. And if it looks like something you want to learn or you want to learn more, then just go get the book. So today I'm going to be reviewing a book that the co-author in the past couple of weeks and months, right, became very, should I say, famous globally. Right, somebody even said at a point it was the most popular. I think it was trending on Twitter for so many weeks. I'm talking about no other person but Donald J. Trump. Now, before you log off, this book I want to talk about is pre-presidential days. Right, I'm talking about his book that he co-authored with the robot Kiyosaki, Midas Touch. Midas Touch. This book was released in 2011, right? It's an old book, but it's still a very great read. Now, I read this in 2012, but lately I was just going through the content again, and I still found it very powerful and insightful, right? It says why some entrepreneurs get rich and why most don't. And if you pay attention, right, you would notice that a lot of people that go into business really never make it, right? There is nothing like market share. There is only market dominance, right? According to, is it a Pareto principle? Now, it says that 20% of the people in a specific industry always have access to the 80% of the resources in that industry. But I strongly believe that in the world of business and economics, right, the Pareto principle might not even fully apply because the situation is stronger and deeper than that. In the world of entrepreneurship, if you pay close attention, you know it's not an 80 to 20 ratio. It's more like a 1 to 99% ratio, or sometimes like a 5 to 95% ratio. So in this book, Robert Kiyosaki and Donald J. Trump, before his presidential days, spoke about the reasons why most entrepreneurs just don't make it in the world of business. Now, if you're not an entrepreneur, this book you also find value adding, because these are principles that you can even apply to your personal life, right, to your career, your finances, and the likes. You see, and one of the things I really want to talk about today in the book, right, is in chapter 1. And in that chapter, they were talking about different things. But the part that really got my attention was in page 38. Now, the very first time I heard about this was when I read this book in 2012. Now, it was at this time that the word emotional intelligence, started becoming popular, when people started saying things like, it's not about going to school, it's not enough to be book smart, you've got to be street smart. That was when I came across this book. And in this book, Robert Kiyosaki and Donald J. Trump made a reference to a professor, right, in Harvard University, right, Harvard Graduate School of Economics. That's Professor Howard Gardner. He's a developmental psychologist and professor of cognition and education, right? I know that sounds a mouthful. Professor, right, of developmental psychologist, cognition and education at Harvard Graduate School of Business. Sorry, Harvard Graduate School of Education. Now, what Howard Gardner discovered is this, and the reason why this was very insightful for me is everybody knows that you need a measure of intelligence, a level of smartness, right, to survive in the marketplace, to survive, on the streets. Streets now, you understand what I'm talking about when I say street, right? So to do well in the world of business, in the world of career, you know that you need a measure of intelligence. Now, over the years, many of us have erroneously believed that in order for you to do well in life and in the marketplace, especially to break through financially, you need to have good grades in school, be the top student in your class, the best graduating student. While all these are, necessary, is important for you to do well in school. If you have access to education, right, it is important to give it your best, right, while you are still in the four walls or within the four walls of the school. But one of the things that what Gardner discovered is this, right, that it is not just enough to be book smart, that there are different types of smartness that is required to survive in this age and time. And if you will pay close attention, you will realize that there there are some people, right, that you went to school together who had better grades. If you are doing well, you realize that you are even doing better than them in life. I've seen a lot of people, right, who graduated the first class with 2-1, with good grades, but you see, when they left the school and moved into the marketplace, they just couldn't play well. Why? Because they had one type of intelligence, which was what a lot of people, right, adopted and embraced in the 70s, 80s, 90s. But you need to understand that book smartness, as it were, only creates a particular kind of person. It only produces a particular kind of person, you see. And in today's world of business, in today's marketplace, if all you have is book smartness, if all you have, right, is book smartness, you might not be able to do well and play well in the marketplace. It was Albert Einstein who said two things are infinite. Number one, he said the universe, and number two, human stupidity. Can you beat that? And if Albert Einstein says that, you need to pay attention to what he's saying. Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. Now, the thing is this: none of us have to be stupid, especially in this age and time where we have access to information at the snap of our fingers. But I've come to realize that it seems as if the more knowledge we have, the more ignorant people seem to be. Because it is not just about what you know, it's about the application of the things that you know. How relevant are the things you know? How relevant are those things to your business, to your career, your finances, your family, and anything you are involved with, right? It was also the one who said that if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, the fish is going to live all its life believing that it was stupid, right? So Howard Gardner has referenced in this book by Robert Kiyosaki and Donald J. Trump, right, believe that there are 7 types of intelligence. You see, so when you see someone who doesn't seem to do well in school and everybody believes that this guy is going to be a failure, but years down the line you see this guy doing well, or you see people who never had the opportunity and the privilege of going to school, but later on they made it big in life and in the marketplace, and people begin to wonder, what did they know? What did they get? Right? What is that thing that is different about them? Is it luck? Right? Is it favor? Is it grace? Is it the anointing? What exactly makes these people different? Or what Gardner actually makes us to understand that it's because these people discovered, either consciously or unconsciously, whether they stumbled into it or someone helped them to discover it, he realized that there are 7 types of intelligence. In a study and in his research, he came up with 7 types of intelligence. Now, when I came across this in 2012, it just blew my mind and revolutionized my thinking. Now, according to Howard Gardner, he says that there are 7 types of intelligence. Number one, he says, is verbal linguistics intelligence. And now, what he means by verbal linguistics is the word people, that is, people who naturally enjoy reading, who enjoy writing, who enjoy storytelling. Some people just have that intelligence. They are intelligent with words, right? There are also people who have the logical, mathematical intelligence. Logical, mathematical intelligence. That is, people who naturally like numbers, patterns, strategy, games, and doing experiments. These are people that if you tell them 5276 times 1345 under a few seconds, they will calculate it and tell you without having to press any device, right? Because it comes naturally to them, right? The third type of intelligence, according to what Gardner and his research, is the body kinesthetic intelligence. Now, you look at people like Tiger Woods, you look at people like Michael Jordan, you look at people like C. Ronaldo. This is their type of intelligence. Now, these guys are not famous, they are not wealthy because they went to school. It's because they understood their intelligence. And body kinesthetic intelligence simply talks about people who love and do all things physical and are natural athletes, dancers, and craft people, right? These are people who love to work with their hands. They love to work with their body, with their legs, with their hands. They do things with, their physical frame, and they do it excellently. Now, the fourth type of intelligence is spatial intelligence. These are the people who are highly visual and they think in images and in patterns. You see, I need to understand that these types of intelligence, there's a way that when you discover what your intelligence is and you apply it appropriately, there's a way it should even determine the kind of job that you do. Right? There's a way it determines the kind of industry. Imagine if a Tiger Woods had decided to be a banker. He would have been very frustrated, right? Imagine if an Usain Bolt decides to be a mathematical professor. what would have happened? He would have lived his life frustrated. That's what Albert Einstein was trying to say. When I was talking about judging a fish by its ability to climb a tree, he wasn't necessarily talking about a fish, right? He was using a figurative term. That is, when you take people out of their natural habitat and you expect them to play well in an habitat that is not natural to them, they are going to live all their life frustrated, and they are going to believe, you see, that they are actually stupid when they are actually intelligent, when they are really intelligent. You see, there are another type of intelligence according to what Gardner, this is the fifth, is musical intelligence. That is, people who are great listeners and who are musically inclined. When you miss a key, even if you try to hide it, they can spot it, that no, you just missed the key there. No, that's not how you're supposed to sing. These people are natural listeners. They can pick things, right? Also, we have the interpersonal intelligence, and these are people who are excellent communicators, who empathize and demonstrate leadership. Interpersonal, they know how to relate with people, they know how to communicate to people, they know how to relate. You see, they are naturally, have you met people like that who are naturally relatable? They are amiable. You see, the moment you meet them and you start having a conversation with them, it seems as if you've known each other for so long. Is a type of intelligence. And you see, if you have this type of intelligence, there are certain jobs that is specifically for you. You see, when you discover your intelligence and you apply yourself appropriately, right, with this intelligence, one of the things that begins to happen is you begin to enjoy your work. You enjoy your life. You do things during the day that you just do naturally. Other people will find it frustrating. They will find it, arduous. They will find it very difficult to accomplish. But because these things come naturally to you, they are a form of intelligence. What will happen, right, is that you would get yourself engaged in this, and before you know it is 8 hours, it's 10 hours, and it will seem as if you've not done anything. Now, the last type of intelligence, according to what Gardner has referenced in this book, the Midas touch, right, is intrapersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence. And these are people who are very aware of their own feelings and self-motivation. Now, you have definitely heard about intrapersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence, another word for intrapersonal intelligence, right, is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. And now this is the ability to be self-aware, the ability to self-introspect. Now, the thing about these 7 types of intelligence that you need to understand is this: some can be developed while some are innate. One of the things you need to understand is this: the intrapersonal intelligence and interpersonal intelligence can actually be developed, but much more you need to develop the intrapersonal intelligence, because your success in life and in the marketplace really depends on it. Now, it is possible for you not to have, linguistics intelligence, mathematical intelligence, spatial intelligence, and still do well in life. You see, but if you have all these other intelligence, right, but you don't have emotional intelligence, that is intrapersonal intelligence, guess what? You're still going to fail. You will rise so high and fall so flat. Because there is nothing you want to achieve on this earth that you will not need to relate with people. You will definitely have to relate with people. You have to make contact with people. And you say, while interpersonal intelligence is your ability to communicate with others, intrapersonal intelligence is your ability to communicate with yourself. They say that in this book, right, according to Robert Kiyosaki and Donald J. Trump, it says that people who possess this kind of intelligence have control over their thoughts. Right? Intrapersonal intelligence is often called emotional intelligence, just like I said earlier. It is your ability to control your emotions, such as fear, greed, anger, sadness, and love. Right? So intrapersonal intelligence is also called success intelligence, since it is required for success with all other intelligence. So it simply means that if you have every other intelligence but you don't have this, your success in life and in the marketplace is going to be limited. They say that intrapersonal intelligence empowers entrepreneurs to do what most people are afraid of doing or do not want to do. You see that? They say that intrapersonal intelligence also plays a big role in delayed gratification. People with low intrapersonal intelligence have challenges with willpower. They want instant gratification, so they go shopping when depressed. They eat the cupcake when they are bored. They take a drink when nervous. They watch TV rather than study. They quit when the going gets tough. They lose their temper when they should bite their tongue, or they blame others for their mistake, right? So I strongly believe this is something we all need to learn, and there are so many things they spoke about in this book, apart from, the 7 types of intelligence. Of course, in this book they spoke about the power of branding, right? Some of the chapters in this book, let me reference, from the content, the table of content. We spoke about the strength of character, right? How to turn bad luck into good luck, right? It spoke about the fact that business is a battle, right? They talked about the battle in business and in life. We spoke about the fact that under the branding, I love the subtopic. It says, "Are you a Rolex or a or a fake Rolex?" Right? Are you a Rolex or a fake Rolex? Right? So they also said, spoke about the little things that count in business. Right? I think you should get this book, and I think you should read it. If you're a business person, most especially, this book, you're going to find it value adding. Right? I can't even remember where I got this book because I got it so many years ago. But I believe it's a book you can find anywhere. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it in your local bookstore, right? It's I don't know if it's common, right? But I think you should be able to find it. So I'd encourage you, right? Get the book and read it, right? And if you're just watching this for the very first time, there are other videos on this channel. Go watch it. I believe you're going to find it value adding, right? And make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that anytime we drop a new video, you're going to get notified. You'll be part of the first people to watch it, right? Let me know what you think about the book. Comment below. Now, no comments about Donald J. Trump. This book, this review is not about his character, his presidential days, right? Just let me know what you think about the book in the comment below. All right, so have a great week. Talk to you later. Remember to share this with someone, right? And remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Bye for now. See you later.